This video is brought to you by the #1 CSGO marketplace, igvault.com, where you can buy and sell CSGO skins for up to 40% off. Valve is one of the most renowned and influential gaming companies in the world, and along with that, there are going to be some pretty interesting facts that you may not have known. My name is Braden, and welcome to Valve Guides. What? A video that's not on CSGO exclusively is the world ending. This is it, guys. Brace for impact. It's all over. Yes, contrary to popular belief, I do love more than just CSGO when it comes to Valve. In fact, Portal 2 is one of my favorite games of all time when it comes to single player, I guess. But that's beside the point. You're here for facts. I shall now give them to you. Let's get right into the video. Starting the list off with number 10, we have the different name ideas for Valve. Whenever a company is being formed, or most any group of people or anything, for example, you gotta come up with a name. Valve was no exception to this, obviously. When initially being created, Valve went through several different name ideas, and all of them seemed pretty irrelevant, but then again, what does Valve actually have to do with anything gaming? Names like Fruitfly, Ensemble, and Hollowbox were thrown around, which are not the greatest names in the world in my opinion. Oh, here's a good one, RHINO. Could you imagine if Valve was named RHINO? I honestly wonder if that would have changed much. Moving on to number 9, we have the origins of Steam. From the start, Steam was originally bought to replace Valve's old service, World Opponent Network. Valve was able to force people to start using Steam by making it so that you could only play Half-Life 2 through Steam. People were not happy with it initially, but I think it is safe to say that most PC gamers collectively agree that Steam is now their go-to platform for PC gaming. Also, here's an interesting fact. A massive 35% of games purchased on Steam have never even been played. And looking at my personal inventory, I can believe that. I splurged on my first few Steam sales, man. Don't judge me. I've totally played all my 180 something games on Steam. I cry. Coming in at number 8, we have the initial Half-Life plans. In the early days of Half-Life, Valve initially planned on calling the game that we all know and love today, Quiver. The word Quiver is linked to the code of the Quake engine, which Valve was originally going to use to create Half-Life. However, as the project progressed, they ended up modifying the engine so much that they decided to give it their own name, which was Gold Source, and I'm sure that that name will ring a lot of bells for you watching this video. So as the game went further into development, the name eventually changed to Half-Life. Then the long and slippery slope of its release began. People were mad and impatient, but I'm sure many agree that Half-Life was worth the long wait. And at number 7, did you know that most of the recognizable faces in Half-Life 2 were based off of Valve employees? Not only were the faces based off Valve employees, but you had this one guy they used from the business above Valve Studios, and even a homeless guy. So my question to you is, would it be worth being homeless to basically become immortal, always being in what very many would consider to be the best game of all time? Legitimately though, all these people's faces will forever be remembered by millions of gamers. It's pretty amazing once you consider it. Coming into our number 6 spot, we have Portal, and it was going to be very different from initial plans. Granted, games change over time and in development, but Portal was just a total overhaul. The game took an entirely new direction. The first idea was based around a robot uprising in the 80s, which 80s, come on, let's go. But there was going to be a mechanic called F-Stop, which would completely have taken the Portal out of, well, Portal. The point of the game was completely different, and luckily it was ruled against by the Valve CEOs, and we received the Portal that we know and love today. Portal 2 just has a special place in my heart. Don't screw with Portal. Making its way to number 5, we have the story of the Valve game loading screen. Upon entering most Valve games, you used to be presented with this screen. Alongside some pretty creepy music. It can kind of seem out of place when launching up Valve games. It's just a little too creepy for what you're playing. The man on screen, you know, the one with the valve for an eye, was actually one of the Valve employees, which is pretty neat. However, he later left for an unknown reason, so they changed the loading screen as a result. This guy is completely random though. It has been said that Valve just picked him off of the street so that no one would ever find out who is actually in the picture. Too spooky for me, mate. Another cool thing to note is the music playing in the background on launch is actually from the soundtrack of the original Half-Life. If you already knew that, props to you. You get a gold star and a sticker. I'll mail it to you. At number 4, real-life TF2 Sentry guns and Portal turrets. At Valve Studios, they have working Team Fortress 2 Sentry guns and Portal 2 turrets. Which I don't know what else to say. That's freaking amazing. However, I would sell my own leg to be able to own one of these. It's just so amazing and cool and hipster. They have cameras attached to them with motion sensors to track their targets, so they stare down their foe to the final blow. I'm gonna go ahead and request that we get ones that actually shoot as home self-defense measures. Nothing could go wrong there, right? Trekking its way into number 3, Valve were in the talks with J.J. Abrams for making a Team Fortress or Portal movie. You see what I did? Okay. J.J. Abrams, the sci-fi movie director of our time, and in my opinion, a pretty good one. Valve was apparently in the talks with Abrams about making a movie, which I don't think I need to say would be mind-blowing. This wouldn't just be a crappy movie that's put on some subscription site. This would actually be coming to cinemas. Imagine going to a theater with a group of your friends to watch a Portal movie, or a Team Fortress movie. They both have incredible cinematic potential. It would hopefully be as glorious as we all hope. We'll just have to wait and see if it actually happens. Coming in at number 2, both Valve and Gabe Newell share a special day together. It just so happens that Valve was formed and made official the day that Gabe Newell married his wife. And not to mention the Lord of PC gaming, the one question remains: what is the first thing that Gabe remembers when he wakes up on that day? His anniversary or his company? We saved the scariest for number 1. At number 1, we have EA trying to buy out Valve. In 2012, EA tried to buy out Valve. They offered them a casual $1 billion.
We hold the world ransom for $1 billion.
To buy the company. Luckily, Lord Gaben responded saying that Valve would rather disintegrate than be bought out. I don't want to speak for everyone here, but I don't think most Steam users would be happy if EA bought Valve. I just don't think that would make them very happy. I doubt Steam would still be a thing if that did happen, or at least it would have undergone some pretty significant changes. Origin. Just imagine a world without Gabe at the forefront of PC gaming. It might be better, or it might not be. So thanks so much to you guys who stayed till the end of the video, and again, thanks to IG Volt for making it possible. At IG Volt, you can buy CSGO skins for great prices and sell them if you so wish. You can browse just about any weapon skin and buy your dream skin for up to 40% off Steam market prices. If you want to be a part of this, follow the link in the description. Head on over to IG Volt. Guys, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for staying around this long. If you did, hats off to you, man. That's amazing. That being said, stay amazing, and I will see you in the next one. Follow me on Twitter.